say good morning to everybody and tell everybody what a beautiful, blessed day we have. It's cold outside, but we've got sunshine, and I'm happy and get to see my buddy Don this morning. And
Hello.
Everybody say hello to him and good morning to him. And we're going to get this coffee talk started this morning. Third and fourth grade and fifth grade. And I had Mrs. Thumb in the third grade. And I thought she was an awesome teacher. I was telling Dawn about, we had something called Apple Days. And during Apple Days, they made apple butter, and we did a little doll that she let me and another couple girls, and I don't remember who the other couple girls were, but we made this little doll out of an apple head with lemon juice, and it was we made a little old lady, and it had we used a Joy bottle of dishwashing soap, and she made the clothes, and she taught us how to carve the little face into the apple and use some lemon juice. And we really it was really fun. It was a really good time. I remember being thrilled that she chose me, and I wish I remember the other 2 or 3 girls that made these little apple dolls. And Mrs. Thumb also, I wanted to talk about how she, when I was growing up, I didn't know anything about Hanukkah, and she was Jewish, and she, taught us about Hanukkah and the menorah, and she brought her daughter in, and it was just really cool. It was really neat that, and I also want to talk about, Mrs. Thumb. I know that after she passed, her husband gives scholarships in Annette Thumb's name. And I just think that that's so cool that, that her legacy lives on, of how much she loved teaching and how much she loved Northridge and how much she loved her kids. And then Don's gonna tell some stories about, Mrs. Nasta or Mrs. Owens that we had in the 5th grade. We was in the 5th grade together.
Let me try to pull up, because I thought I had Mrs. Thumb pulled up that whole time. So bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Now do you see Mrs. Thumb?
There's Mrs. Thumb.
There we go. There's Mrs. Thumb. And you and I had Mrs. Nasta together, right? And then Mrs. Owens for 5th grade. And bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, this is a few years back, just a few years back. So there's Mrs. Thumb. And let me see if I can.
There's Crystal Haney. I remember her. I haven't seen her in years. Wow.
And we got Mike Crawford.
And Troy and Teresa Stringfield. And Sheila. Look at little Sheila. She's so tiny. Oh my gosh. Look at that little haircut. Oh, cute.
She's going to kill us. Okay. That's a really cool story, though, about Mrs. Thumb, by the way, and talking about, back when we were in elementary school, we talked about Christmas. We said Merry Christmas, right? We said Happy Easter.
We had our little parties, colored our same Santa Claus that me and you talked about the other day from the big ditto paper. We had a great big Santa Claus that we colored, and we had colored a great big turkey every year, and we had our parties. And like I said, they're really cool because you had diversity of like the different cultures. And Mrs. Thumb taught, like I said, I wouldn't have known about Hanukkah and the menorah. She gave us dreidels, and I enjoyed her. I loved her. I'm trying.
I didn't have much interaction with Mrs. Thumb because sometimes we switch classes for like art or math or things of that nature. So I had Mrs. Nasta, and here you are, your 4th grade picture with me with Mrs. Nasta. And then I think we had Mrs. Owens for 5th grade. So here's Mrs. Nasta. And do you guys see her? Do you see her okay, Pam?
Yes, I see her. Oh my gosh. And look and Jeannie in her pigtails and Kathy. Oh my gosh.
All right, let me see if I can find my ugly mug in here. Okay, so here's Mrs. Nasta. There we go. Here is 4th grade Mrs. Nasta. And I'll tell you a story, my story about this, and then we'll maybe talk a little bit about 5th grade. So I'd love it, your story about Mrs. Thumb, right? Where, you know, she talked about Hanukkah. We got to learn about Hanukkah and the meaning and everything behind it. And we said, Merry Christmas. I didn't think I was in this picture. If you look at me, this little scrawny kid right here. And there's a lot of familiar faces. Like Kelly Knight, David Lambert.
You must have some strong genes because your kids look just like you.
They do. I mean, my daughter, definitely
your daughter does. That is. I mean, that's your daughter over. Wow.
There's Karen Smith. Yeah. So anyway, Sheila Petrosky. Okay. Rodney Norman. All right, let's talk about Miss Nasta for a minute. So in this class, I ended up, and you talked about a time you were ill and sick and you got these cards. So I ended up getting this odd strep throat. It started out as strep throat, and it kind of got into my bones and my joints, and I got weak and I lost weight, as you can tell again here. Pretty thin kiddo. But anyway, I ended up in
your eyes look weak. Yeah.
Do what? Yeah, kind of dark eyes.
Your eyes look weak. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So anyway, I ended up, I had to be checked in the hospital. And ended up having the strep throat. This virus got into my joints and bones, and I couldn't walk very well. And shoot, I was in a wheelchair for a little bit, a walker, and then off school. I don't know, maybe a month or more. But anyway, then they had to send my schoolwork to home and things of that nature. Then I started recovering and antibiotics and things of that nature. But I just remember all the classmates, they ended up doing these cards, right? These handmade cards and sending them to me. And they were treasured, man. I mean, just reading all these cards from all my friends from 4th grade. And, I'm going to mention a couple names, Barry Hampton and Darren Baker. Now, Barry was the same age as we were at that time. And then Darren was a year younger, but they lived right by us in our neighborhood. And I remember them helping me on the bus and helped me through school and going to church on Sunday. I'll never forget that, those younger friends, those lads. And then just coming back to school, everybody welcomed me and, looked out for me and things of that nature as I was getting my strength back. Because as you can tell, I look a little peaked here. But anyway, I remember that from Mrs. Nasta's class, and she would always call and check in and write a little note to me and my parents when the schoolwork was sent. So I didn't get behind in class.
I do.
Yep, there's Mr. Sink. Look at Chris Pat. This is 5th grade, though, right? Yeah, this is 5th grade, I think.
That is 5th grade. And Sherry and Kevin, and there's my ex-husband Chuck up there in the corner, and oh my gosh. There's everybody. That's my best friend. That's my lifelong best friend, Tina Morgan. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is so cool. Jimmy and Julie and Rhonda.
Yeah. Let's try to find Mrs. Owens here real quick, if we got time, Pam. And what was your favorite story about Mrs. Owens and then Mrs. Holly, who took over?
Mrs. Owens, I don't remember a lot about her. I really don't, because she was out. I do think she was ill or something. But I tell you one thing about Mrs. Owens is she's the one. I am very nearsighted. I mean, to the extreme. And Mrs. Owens had me in the back of the class, and she called my mom, and she's like, and she put me up to the front of the class, and oh yeah, that's bad picture, bad. But anyway,
the back of the class. Well,
she put me up. I was in the back of the class, and I couldn't see the blackboard, and she was the one who realized that I was as blind as a bat, like I was.
Oh.
So I got glasses in the 5th grade when I was 10 years old, and it was actually thanks to Mrs. Owens, who realized that I must have really tremendously bad eyesight.
You look like you're in shock or something. You're like,
I know, right? That is like the status picture. I'm like, oh, you know, like, oh.
See, I'm over here.
Jesse, oh my God. I love these. And Tyra will kill you for showing that picture. I'm just going to tell you, that's my girl right there. And she will kill you.
Here's Mark Allen. There's me, Mark Allen. There's Jackie, Tina, you, of course, Tyra. Let's see. They were Highland.
Trina Davenport. Look how lovely she was. Oh my
Candy?
God.
Look at Candy. Chris Holman.
Candy kind of has the look I had, the kind of the shock look going on. Like,
oh. There is Troy Henry. There's Sid. Yeah.
I tell you what I remember about the 5th grade is Wilma come to, oh my God, I love Wilma. I remember her walking in, you know, Wilma come to the 5th grade, and I love her. She had the most long, and she always wore it back in a ponytail there. She'd probably kill you for that picture too.
Yeah.
Because we all want to kill you for
won't be able to go back to Northridge or the class.
Wilma, when she let her hair down, people did not know Wilma's hair almost hit the bottom, the top of her waist. Yeah. It was beautiful when she would let it down.
But anyway, I want to close with one other story about Mrs. Owens. You know, I didn't remember because she only was there half the class, right? I mean, half the school season. Like I said, I don't know if she got sick or what necessarily happened. But then Mrs. Holly stepped in. But my memories of Mrs. Owens was she used to have that board. Remember the chalkboard? And you'd get those points, those marks. I think they were negative, or you got a bonus point. I can't remember. Minuses, I don't remember.
I remember.
Yeah. And then you get candy, you know, and she'd have these baskets of candy that you would earn by merits or something like that, or not getting marks or something of that nature. I just remember Candy Gossett up there. She loved being the person that, you know, marked us down, getting in trouble and stuff of that nature. Sorry, Candy, I told on you. That was 5th grade, though. That was my time. So anyway, we better wrap up. That was 4th and 5th grade memories that we shared. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing, Pam. And then I think next show, so stay tuned for next show, and we'll either go through a little bit of junior high from Esther Dennis Middle School. Now, you're wondering probably why Pam and I are reminiscing and having coffee over this. It's because our generation, the kids of the 80s, are approaching or went over the half of a century. So us Gen Xers have either approached or went over half a century. But another thing is John H. Morrison is recently being torn down. And then, of course, we have a brand new high school that's being launched. And we went through quite a few phases. So I remember when we went to Esther Dennis Middle School, they just started remodeling it or finishing remodeling it, right? Remember, actually, we had to go to the high school in 8th grade while they did complete it, right? Never got to see that. And then we were in high school at 8th grade. And then our senior year, we did get a chance to have that new auditorium and new high school. So that's why we're doing this, just celebrating, reminiscing, and celebrating some anniversaries and all of us hitting half a century year old. So anyway, half a century year young, right, Pam?
There you go. That's better. And we just, you know, it's really hard sometimes, but let's share some love and laughter. And if you come on and talk with me and Don, you know, where were you then and where are you at now is what we're kind of looking for in your life. And just, you know, share a story of back then and share a story of where you're at now. And, you know, I can't wait to have some people on here besides me and Don and talk about some good times. Love you.
This isn't just about Pam and I, although I really enjoy having coffee with Pam, and this would be normally face-to-face, right? Because, you know, we can't do it right now because of the social distancing. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to our little mini-series within Coffee of Pam called That Was Then and This Is Now. So, yeah, we'll have some Ridgers, some alumni on. Let them give their Cliff Notes and Reader's Digest version of what it was like then from high school and traveling through to where they are now. So kind of where are they now type show, right?
Right. So I just want to tell everybody I love you. Take care. Stay safe. Be healthy. Let's all just do the best we can.
Absolutely. I just want to say in closing, my closing statement is, and I think Pam agrees with me, even though we're going through this and it's challenging and there's some concerns, you have a choice in the attitude and perspective that you make. And my kids tease me about this, but I'm going to say it again. Make it a great day, because you truly have a choice in making it a great day. Right, Pam?
Absolutely, you do. You absolutely do. And, don't let nobody steal your joy. What brings you joy? My grandfather told me one time, he said, God wants his children to be happy. God wants all of his children to be happy. And he asked me, are you happy, Pam? And at the time I wasn't, but I am happy now. And you have to, like Don said, you have to do it yourself. You have to, sometimes we have to talk to ourselves. We have to pull ourselves up, and it's not always easy.
No.
But you can make it a great day.
Absolutely. Because we're tough, right?
Absolutely.
Tough times will come, but they'll come and go. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. And we're tough. We're strong. We're hashtag Northridge strong, hashtag Dayton strong. So this is Don Martin with your host with the most. I don't know which side you're on with this recording. Coffee with Pam saying, be blessed, be safe, be healthy. Peace out.